Hey VC, I know it's been a billion years since I made an update, but since Colin Medicine Horse's 200 subs contest said we could show anything and just read a passage from something at the end, I figured I'm going to do that and combine my Best Buy haul with the reading at the end. Now, before I start with the Best Buy haul, I did want to show some cards I got, which is interesting that I got cards from two people with download codes in them. The first one I got was from Lindsay the Blank Pages, who sent this lovely leaf card. It's sort of shed a little, but it's cool. I like the little bird in the corner. And it was with a download code for Janelle Monáe's The Electric Lady, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. It had elements of R&B and old school spacey stuff, like it reminded me of Stereolab a little bit mixed in the middle. So, and there were clips that reminded me of, like, I don't know, it reminded me of like the beginning of Waiting to Exhale when the DJ is talking in like my fake rap radio shows. This is just a small synopsis, but I already emailed Lindsay and told her what I thought about this album, and one day I'll eventually buy it. So yeah, that was that. And then from Amy from the Facebook group, she doesn't make videos, sent me this lovely little dog card that said thank you, and it had a download code for Low, The Invisible Way, which is another album I was meaning to get one day but never did. I already liked a lot of the songs on there, but I just never downloaded it, but I'm really grateful. I had sent her an extra copy of the Tindersticks album that I got. It was lost in the mail, and the original was found again, so I had no use for two copies of that soundtrack, so I sent her the other copy along with the mixes, which I made for my contest, and I'm sure you saw them in Colin Medicine Horse's opening of his prize pack. But also I sent one to Lindsay when she said she was sending me a surprise, so I was like, oh, I made some mixes, I'll send them, and I sent one to Amy too. So these were the mixes that you probably saw, but the cover art's probably different because I took these from a mandala coloring book, so they all were different mandalas, and I colored each of them in, and if you look, it has a different mandala colored in on the other side, and I did that for all the copies of the yoga mix. So yeah, go check out those videos if you want to know all of the set lists and everything, because I don't want to take up too much time in this video with that, but one day I'll probably put them online and maybe give liner notes. I always used to do these elaborate liner notes on LiveJournal where I kept all my mixes and MP3s and stuff, so there's that. Oh, and we're listening to Samel, which is a Finnish band, which I learned about from Miko's channel, so I already thanked him for introducing all of us to Samel, and you should check them out if you haven't yet. This is the EP. It's rockin'. So anyway, now on to the Best Buy haul, since I'm sure you're all waiting to see that. I'm gonna pick up the first album here. I got The Flaming Lips, The Terror, and it's a gatefold. The album came with custom inner sleeves, but they were in like basic paper sleeves in there, maybe to avoid seam splits, I don't know, but this is what one of them looks like. Now this album originally was selling for like over $30, but during the sale it was only $10.99. I think I saw the sale just ended, so unfortunately this is just me talking about what I got. I feel bad that I didn't get to this sooner, so more people who didn't see everyone else's VC videos could partake in it, but maybe they'll have another sale eventually. So there was that one. I already heard Flaming Lips the Terror last year, but this was just the I waited a year. I didn't like the price, and now I'm happy I have it for a good price. And then we have Boris. I think this one's called, yeah, Attention Please. I saw other people got this one too. Jill was the last one I saw who showed this. And it has, this is like lovely hard, like cardboard. It's laminated almost. And it came with a poster, which Jill showed it. This actually made me even more excited to have it, that it comes with this pretty poster. And then it has an inner. And yeah, this was really also a nice price, but I don't think it was that expensive to start with, but I still enjoyed that. And this isn't the first time that I've listened to Boris. I know they did stuff with Sun and maybe Earth, I don't know, but I don't really like their droning stuff as much. I like their more rockin' or poppy elements. Like I have Smile and Rainbow on CD. I should have taken them out. I guess I can show them. Here they are. This was Smile. And I love this packaging. It has a foam heart and everything. This is a Japanese copy. You can see the kanji. And then we have Boris Rainbow. This was also the Japanese copy. And this was like the little outer thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed Boris and was glad to add to my collection there. Move that. Okay. Then I got R.L. Burnside. What's this called? Mr. Wizard. I really liked seeing this cover. This album, I'm not sure if it was officially a part of the sale, but it was $4.99, and I found it because I saw there was an R.L. Burnside in the sale, and I wanted to see how much the other ones cost. I know Maggie showed this, and I wanted some blues, so this was a good thing to start with. It came with a download code, and I think it had a, yeah, it had a printed inner. This was very good. I'll be getting more R.L. Burnside one day. If the sale was still going, I'd probably get more. They weren't that expensive to begin with, but it was enough for me to take a chance on. Then I got Portugal the Man, the Satanic Satanist. This one's a very colorful cover. That's what caught my eye, and I know Maggie, and when Laura made videos, she mentioned Portugal the Man, so I was meaning to check them out, and this was the only one that wasn't back-ordered when I got to the Best Buy sale, so that's what I ended up getting. It's just on black vinyl. I know there's other variant colors out there. And then we have Placebo Loud Like Love. This was the priciest one in the sale, but I actually, like when I was talking to my friend Will, he said I shouldn't start with this album, and then I remember that Brett from what is it, My Life on This Planet blog He actually had a review of this album that I never watched, so I watched it, and his take on the packaging and stuff was that it didn't warrant the price, so that really had me excited when I saw that this was under $20 in the sales, and I did take the note that this isn't the one to start with, but I did know the song, what is it, Pure Morning, so I knew what they sounded like before, and when I listened to this one on Spotify, because I didn't want to take a full impulse purchase with this, so I listened to it on Spotify, and I really did enjoy it. Some of the quirky lyrics, the odd ones, like in, what's the song, Too Many Friends, and Rob the Bank, those ones had the quirkiest lyrics, and it reminded me of like Baby Bird. I've mentioned Baby Bird before, but I always liked the quirky lyrics in there. And I definitely will check out more Placebo, but I had to get in on the deal, so I did buy it. And I actually put it in a MoFi sleeve because, like, the inner one, it kind of tore a bit, so I didn't want to put it back in there. And it's on translucent blue. It probably needs to be cleaned a little because there was some staticky sound on it, but that was my only complaint about this record. I've noticed with translucent records, they get a little more staticky than normal records, but that could just be me. This is the colorful inner with all the notes and pictures. So there was that. Then Volbeat, Guitar Gangsters and Cadillac Blood. I showed this in Karsten's contest just a sec ago. So I'm not going to explain too much, but this wasn't part of the sale. It was $15. I was glad to watch other VC Best Buy sale videos because when I saw it was the pick disc that was on sale, I was like, well, I want a regular copy, because if there's a regular copy, I usually want that before I want a pick disc, because I know that regular copies would sound better. So yeah, this is mildly warped, but it still plays, so I still am glad I got it over the pick disc. Now I could probably get another copy, but I know how it is with packaging and everything, and it plays, so it's good. So that was, those were the playable ones. There was one really bad warped record. It was Touche Amore is Survived By, and I've like put it in my corner where I have my warped Ghost album. That one I got a full replacement for free, so I kept the warped copy that they didn't want back, so I tossed the Touche Amore in the corner with it. It came with a download code and I used it, but that record, I tried the oven trick and everything, and I made it worse, I think. It was the between two glass pieces in the oven. But I think our oven just overheats maybe. I put it on the lowest setting, but for only 5 minutes. But I think some of the grooves were erased. My turntable looked like it was going to explode, so I'm never playing it again. Someone told me I could email Best Buy and they would send me a new copy probably if I mentioned the warp. And I sent them an email, but I'm not expecting anything from it. It was a good deal. It was just a $6.99 I think it was, and it came with the download code. So again, I thought about making a hat out of it. That would be a good topic, wouldn't it? If it hasn't been done yet, what you would make out of your warped vinyl. I know that Karsten did his dividers, like Laura did, with damaged vinyl, but I don't know if warped vinyl would work for dividers. I don't know. So a hat would be a good one. I saw that on a forum, so maybe I'll come out with a wide rim hat next time, a blue swirl wide rim hat. That would be a good accessory. So anyway, the record ended like a billion years ago. Sorry about that. Now I'm going to read the passage from the book, so maybe it's good it ended, so there isn't any noise. Now, before I show what I'm going to read, you probably aren't going to be very surprised by this. It's something that I've talked about in so many videos, and by an author that I read almost everything by. It's Norwegian Wood. So yeah, I'm gonna set the scene for the page I'm on. They're basically in a hospital's compound type place. They can make they can tend to gardens there in Rome, you know, so it's not really a very strict place. I used to think, man, that would be a great place to, you know, take a break at. It seemed like a good place, not like these psych wards or something out there. Anyway, this is basically where they're at, and Taru is visiting Naoko, which is the girl he likes from his childhood years. So, okay, here we are. When the record ended, Reiko brought a guitar out from under her bed, and after tuning it with a look of fondness for the instrument, she began to play a slow Bach fugue. She missed her fingering every now and then, but it was real Bach, with real feeling, warm, intimate, and filled with the joy of performance. I started playing the guitar here, said Reiko. There are no pianos in the room, of course. I'm self-taught, and I don't have guitar hands, so I'll never get very good, but I really love the instrument. It's small and simple and easy, kind of like a warm little room. She played one more Bach piece, something from a suite. Eyes on the candle flame, sipping wine, listening to Reiko's Bach, I felt the tension inside me slipping away. When Reiko ended the Bach, Naoko asked her to play a Beatles song. Request time, said Reiko, winking at me. She makes me play Beatles every day, like I'm her music slave. Despite her protest, Reiko played a fine Michelle. That's a good one, she said. I really like that song. She took a sip of wine and puffed her cigarette. It makes me feel like I'm in a big meadow in a soft rain. Then she played Nowhere Man and Julia. Now and then, as she played, she would close her eyes and shake her head. Afterward, she would go back to the wine and the cigarette. Play Norwegian Wood, said Naoko. Reiko brought a porcelain beckoning cat from the kitchen. It was a coin bank, and Naoko dropped 100 yen piece from her purse into its slot. What's this all about? I asked. It's a rule, said Naoko. When I request Norwegian Wood, I have to put 100 yen into the bank. It's my favorite, so I make a point of paying for it. I make a request when I really want to hear it. And that way I get my cigarette money, said Reiko. Reiko gave her fingers a good flexing, and then played Norwegian Wood. Again she played with real feeling, but never allowed it to become sentimental. I took 100 yen coin from my pocket and dropped it into the bank. Thank you, said Reiko with a sweet smile. That song can make me feel so sad, said Naoko. I don't know. I guess I imagine myself wandering in a deep wood. I'm all alone, and it's cold and dark, and nobody comes to save me. That's why Reiko never plays it unless I request it. Sounds like Casablanca, Reiko said with a laugh. She followed Norwegian Wood with a few bossa novas while I kept my eyes on Naoko. That's basically it. I just wanted to read the part where she requests Norwegian Wood. That's the part that always gets to me. In the movie, they just play the song, I think, randomly, and then she cries and exits, but I like the scene in the book better. So that's it. Congrats on your 200 subs, Colin. That was my Best Buy haul. I'll one day show the rest of the records I got that weren't from Best Buy in a different video. Maybe not tonight. We'll see. Take care.